Their sole goal is to wipe Israel off the face of the planet. And so if there's one thing that we should believe them on, it is that. And I think that it is telling about these attacks as we look at them and we look at what's happening. I actually met with President Sisi there in Egypt. Gosh, I guess that was maybe a month ago. And we discussed with him the possibility of, wanting to get back to getting the normalization with Saudi relations and the role that they could play. So back to Ambassador Friedman's point, I'm hopeful that we can kind of keep some pressure there on doing this. But I do think it is telling when you have Iran say that if in fact that there are strikes into Iran, that they will respond from Lebanon, they will respond from Yemen. We know that Hamas, Hezbollah, that these are all proxies. You've got the Houthis in Yemen. I mean, we need to take these things seriously. We need to continue to speak directly. I appreciate your leadership on this, and just want you to know that I stand with Israel. I stand with you, and that we are not going to let this go. We're going to continue to fight to make sure that Israel is the peaceful place that it should be.
Do I think, how much do I believe is bluster? How much do I believe is real? Listen, the calculation that Iran is going to make is the following. They have two major proxies in the Middle East. They have many more, but two major ones. We have Hamas, obviously, in Gaza, which is a military operation, which is a jihadist, which is supported, obviously, financially by Iran. And they have Hezbollah, okay? Both of them have the goals of destroying and doing degradation the military of the state of Israel and the people of it. So they'll have to make a decision. Clearly, right now, Hamas is on its back foot and will be destroyed by Israel. There's no question about it. Do you get rid of Hamas? I don't think the complexity of it. It's an ideology. It's like ISIS. It's not as simple as that. It's just taking out the infrastructure, taking out the leadership, but they will make an effort to do that. Iran's going to have to make a decision. Do they want both Hezbollah and Hamas destroyed, as they're two bigger proxies? And we will destroy both of them. So ultimately, that'll be a decision that the Iranians will have to make. Our working assumption is, we couldn't be clear, they're working diplomatically around the world to make sure Iran gets the message that we're serious. But is it a threat? Sure, it's a threat, and I think we all should understand it. And it's a reason why Joe Biden is going to the region. This trip is not without peril. This is not. Right. You don't normally go to in the middle of a war zone. You try not to do it.
It's amazing.
But he's doing it because he wants to send a message of solidarity with the state of Israel, and send a message to the other bad actors out there: don't mess with us.
We all want to cry. This is not the time to cry. Let's keep our emotions in check, and just methodically and effectively, with determination, win this war, protect our beloved state of Israel, keep the casualties to a minimum, do all the help we can, and we'll cry later when we unfortunately we're
going to have to cry later. We're going to have to cry later.
JH Israel and the National Leadership Center in the city of Ariel has been given the greatest opportunity, and I just wanted to share it with you today, hot off the press. But we have been given an extraordinary situation where the Ministry of Defense and Israel's Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health are working alongside the National Leadership Center to facilitate and to host the families that have been affected inside this horrific war. As you might imagine, there is not a family inside of the state of Israel today that has not been deeply impacted by what's taking place. And there is a great need to rebuild the nation, to restore families, to bring hope, to heal where there's been trauma. So alongside our programming called Take 5 Becoming a Leader, that discovery of life purpose, why am I here? We're going to be bringing the IDF soldiers. We're going to be bringing families, fathers and husbands and wives who've lost their husbands and fathers, and children affected most traumatically by this war. And this is being done intentionally with Israel's Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Education. We're looking forward to the role that we're going to get to play. Alongside that, we're bringing in trauma counselors to work alongside our trainers inside of this situation. Why are we being given this opportunity? and not some other leadership center inside of Israel? Well, there's really several reasons. One is we've had this long, successful career with Israel's Ministry of Defense, training the IDF. Over 100,000 people, Israelis, have gone through our program. And so we've got an enduring relationship that's had successful outcomes. That's why they're turning to us. Number two, we've got the state-of-the-art national leadership platform and experiential learning environment that is so conducive for bringing families together, soldiers together in their battalions, units of police who are so engaged in this war. And number three, because we have a spiritually conducive environment, trainers, leaders there that have opened the way for God to do that mysterious work that He does in people's lives.